say that the TV show Nashville is bringing in a lot of tourists, it's bringing in a lot of, is there a chance that maybe that show in particular, because of the nature of it is and us being a tourist town, perhaps that show might be an exception to some of the studies you're saying, or do you think it's no different than any other?
Well, the first thing I'll point out is that the show was successful enough to get picked up for a second season, right? And if you think that it's successful enough to be picked up for a second season, then it could do it without taxpayer handouts, that it could survive on its own. So we're not criticizing the show. We're glad the show's here, and we think it is great for our state and for our city. However, it's not the role of the government to hand out money to those companies. And they're not saying necessarily that, oh, it looks great for us. They're saying that they're helping create jobs. Well, if you look at the jobs they're creating, number one, they're temporary, because a show has a finite shooting period, a movie an even more finite shooting period. So those jobs are going to go away or go elsewhere. We've also heard that many of the jobs are being created by people out of the state, because Tennessee doesn't necessarily have the right resources here in terms of the workforce to bring in those jobs. So they're flying in people from California to fill those jobs. So we're literally handing money to California residents who will inevitably take it back. So I don't think that it's worth spending the taxpayer money on. And all these, look, every other show that gets money, they're going to say, well, this is great for whatever city or state they're located in. But at the end of the day, independent studies have been conducted by groups on the left and the right. This isn't a conservative thing or a liberal thing. All across the board, these independent studies have been conducted. And on average, you only see a 10 to 20 cent return on investment, maybe 30 at most. So, you know, Sky, if I were to say, hand me $1 and I'll give you 30 cents, are you going to take that deal? Absolutely not.
One thing, I haven't interviewed them about this today, but I remember when they announced it, they claimed that Nashville was spending $40 million to get that whatever the number was, I can't remember.
And they're going to spend it regardless of whether we give them a handout. I mean, think about it. If they're going to shoot the show Nashville, they're going to shoot it in Nashville. And if they don't, everybody's going to think it's shot in Nashville, so we're going to get the same benefit. And even if they shoot it elsewhere and people get mad about it, then they're going to move back here, the show's going to get canceled. So they have a built-in incentive to shoot where they say they're going to shoot. And it's not the, what now, $12.5 million that we're going to give them this year, $8.5 million last year. It's because of those incentives, not because of the taxpayer money they're getting.
What should have been done with Semiconductor? What would you all